What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, I can't believe I'm still awake. I have to say, I feel bad for Rashid, who is a Giant fan, because that was ugly. Daniel Jones sacked 11 times, a fumble, a pick six, another interception. The New York Giants offensive line is just horrendous. He led the team in rushing yards because they can't run the football. You know, it's kind of like the Jim Mora. Well, what happened was we couldn't run the football and we couldn't pass it and we couldn't tackle. And, it was just a piss poor performance. I mean, Brian Diebold, who, could do no wrong last year, he's got a team that is snowballing down the hill here, and it's just completely ugly and out of control. It's just bad in New York land, and I feel bad for Rashid. Thank God he's on medication. I don't know about Pizzle. Pizzle, he might want to get on some medication because he's going to be sick. That was just ugly. I don't. Here's how bad it is. The New York Giants are now the Kirk Cousins in prime time of NFL teams. They just don't win. Oh, I forgot. Daniel Jones. We talk about Kirk Cousins having a bad primetime record. I want to say Daniel Jones is 1-13. I think 1-13 in primetime. Yeah, he's worse than Kirk Cousins. But be that as it may, I want to talk about my quarterback. Dak Prescott did not win that game. Can we all agree with that? Dak Prescott did not win that game against New England. And I'm sure all the haters will say it's about time you about coming around. But see, if you go by the premise there, I can turn around and say Dak Prescott didn't lose the game against the Cardinals. I know you scratch your head and say, what the hell is this mother humper doing? Listen, we give too much credit to the quarterback and we put too much blame on the quarterback. Daniel Jones was terrible tonight. I will give you that. A quarterback can lose the game for you, but a quarterback cannot win it by himself. You still have to have it. Now listen, quarterback's got to do his job. He's got to call the play right, the formations and everything that comes in his helmet. He's got to get everybody lined up. He's got to deliver the ball. But it doesn't matter what the quarterback does if somebody else jumps off sides. It doesn't matter if somebody else is holding. It doesn't matter what the quarterback does if the guy he throws the ball to drops the football. The Giants, their offensive line sucked. Daniel Jones sucked with them. Their running game sucked. Everything sucked. But Daniel Jones didn't lose that game on his own. He lost it with the team. And that's the problem that you guys seem to forget because of all the shit that you hear. I was talking to Philip Ebar, and mind you, he told me to make sure I he said, tell Dan Orlovsky and Stephen A. Smith to kiss his ass. Don't know if they'll hear it, but that's what he said to say to him. Here's the thing. You hear this so many times, over and over and over again, about Dak Prescott and his turnovers, right? I'm sitting here watching Pat Mahomes with a couple yesterday. I'm sitting here watching Daniel Jones with all these, today. Sitting here looking at all these things that are happening and stuff, but nobody's talking about interceptions and turnovers anymore. Why? Because Dak Prescott's not making. But the reality is you win as a team. You can have the Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers had Aaron Rodgers, but he still didn't have enough of a team to win the Super Bowl other than that one time. The Eagles had everybody. It's hard to dispute that the Eagles didn't have the best offensive line. They had one of the top running games. They had a quarterback that was on fire. They had a really good defense. Great players. That wasn't enough to do it. Somehow, though, Jalen Hurts doesn't get blamed for that loss. But the reality is, it's a team sport. Can't blame Jalen Hurts. Defense gave up a boatload of points. You win as a team, you lose as a team. And we need to stop this, that it's only the quarterback. I will never forget being so blessed and so humbled to be at Drew Pearson's Hall of Fame party. They literally roasted him. There was Tony Dorsett, there was Randy White, there's Charles Haley was there, Joe Theismann even was there, Roger Staubach, Rayfield Wright, rest his soul, was there. You had so many. You had the who's who. But Roger Staubach put it in the perfect context. He said, it didn't matter about me throwing a great pass. And I'm thinking like the Hail Mary. Doesn't matter what pass he threw. It's irrelevant if Drew Pearson doesn't catch it. If Drew Pearson doesn't catch the Hail Mary, it's not the Hail Mary. It's not Captain America. It's not the greatest play, in Cowboy history. And that's what we have to understand. One guy cannot win it on his own. He can lose it, but he can't win it on his own. So let's get in the mindset and saying, we need this team to get together. Now, right now, the offense isn't perfect yet. Defense is playing lights out. The offense will get together. You still have a lot of new parts that are working and trying to get in sync. And it will take some time to get that together. You're changing up offenses. You went from Kellen Moore, who's slinging the rock all over the place, to now the Texas Coast offense. And you've got new players. You've got an offensive line that's in flux. And back to that whole Dak Prescott didn't win the game. But you see the difference of having your offensive line, having Zach Martin, having Biotis back out there. That makes a difference for the quarterback. You didn't have him the week before, and you found out when it was too late to really make any adjustments. You're finding out Thursday and Friday, you're going to have undrafted rookie free agents starting on your offensive line. It's not a whole lot of time to coach that together. And you look at that and say, your offensive line was in flux. Your offensive line was not good. And it's hard to win with that, as Daniel Jones just proved. Anyway, good people, the fire is almost out. It is late. I'm going to wet down the walls here before I go to sleep. And I need you guys to remember how precious life is. David Wiley was taking his wife to Beyonce concert in Kansas City. And she's having some medical issues, is in the hospital right now. So I need you to keep your prayers up for David Wiley. And remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. Because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.